A very interesting, brilliant career, and he has married the most admirable wife. Lady Chilton is a woman of the very highest principle, I'm glad to say. I'm a little too old now by myself to trouble about setting a good example, but I always admire people who do, and Lady Chilton has a very ennobling fatal life. Though dinner parties are rather dull sometimes, but one can't have everything, can one? And now I must go again. Should I call for you tomorrow? Thanks. We might drive in the park at 5. Everything looks so fresh in the park now.
Except the people.
Oh, perhaps the people are a little jaded. I've observed that the season as it goes on, producing a kind of softening of the brain. However, I think anything is better than high intellectual pressure. That is the most unbecoming thing there is. It makes the noses of the young girls so particularly large. And there is nothing so difficult to marry as a large young vendor like this. Good night, dear. Good night, Gertrude.
Good night, dear. What a charming house you have, Lady Chilton. I have spent a delightful evening. It's so interesting getting to know your husband.
Why did you wish to stimulate my husband, Mrs. Chigley?
I will tell you. I wanted to interest him in art painting, of which I dare say you have heard. I found him the most susceptible to reason, I mean. A real thing young man. I converted him in 10 minutes. He's going to Mass Speed tomorrow night in favor of the idea. You must go to the ladies' gallery and hear him. It will be a great occasion.
There must be some mistake. The skin canoe of my husband's port.
Oh, I assure you, it's all settled. I don't regret my tedious journey from Vienna now. It has been a great success. But of course, for the next 24 hours, the whole thing is a dead secret.
A secret? Between whom?
Between your husband and myself.
Mrs. Chigley, your carriage is here.
Thanks. Good evening, Lady Chilton. Good night, Lord Goring. I'm at carriage. Will you see me down?
If you wish it, Mrs. Chigley.
Oh, don't be so solemn about it. Oh, I should be obliged to leave a card on you. England, I suppose that be hardly considered a wrinkle. Well, we are more civilized. Will you see me down, Sir Robert? Now that we have same interest at heart, we shall be great friends, I hope.
What a horrid woman!
You should go to bed, Miss Maple.
Oh, God.
My father told me to go to bed an hour ago. I don't see why I shouldn't give you sound advice. I always pass on good advice. It's the only thing to do with it. It's of never any use to oneself.
Lord Goring, you are always ordering me on the moon. I think it's most courageous of you, especially as I'm not going to bed for hours. You can come and sit down if you like and talk about anything in the world except the Royal Academy Mississippi or normal in Scott dialect. They are not improving subjects. What is this? Someone dropped a diamond brooch. Quite beautiful, isn't it? I wish it was mine. Well, Gertrude will let me wear anything but clothes. I'm sorely sick of clothes. They make one so plain, so good, so intellectual. I wonder who the brooch belongs to.
I wonder who dropped it.
Is this a beautiful brooch?
It's a handsome bracelet.
Is it a bracelet? It is a brooch.
It can be used as a bracelet.
What are you doing?
Miss Mabel, I'm going to meet a rather strange request.
Oh, pray do. I have been waiting for you whole evening.
Don't mention to anybody I have taken charge of this brooch. Should anyone write or claim it, let me know at once.
That is a strange request.
Well, you see, I gave this brooch to somebody once, years ago.
You did?
Yes.
Then I should certainly bid you good night. Good night, Gertrude.
Good night, dear. Lady Maccabee brought here tonight?
It was an unpleasant surprise. What did she come here for?
Appealing to try your rather some, I hope some fraudulent scheme in which she is interested. The Argentine canal, in fact.
She has mistaken her man, hasn't she?
She's incapable of understanding upright nature like my husband's.
I should fancy she came to grief if she tried to get Robert into her toils. It is extraordinary what astounding mistake a clever woman made.
I don't call women of that kind of clever. I call them stupid.
Same thing over. Good night, Lady Chiltern.
Good night.
Arthur, you're not going, are you? Please, stay a little.
Afraid I can't, thanks. I promised looking at the hot dogs. I believe they got the more Hungarian bands, plays more Hungarian music. See you soon, goodbye.
How beautiful you look tonight, Gertrude.
Robert, this is not true, is it? You're not going to lend your support to this Argentine speculation. You couldn't.
Who told you I intended to do so?
The woman who just got married, Miss Chigley, as she calls herself now, she seems to tell me with it. Robert, I know this woman. You don't. We were escorted together. She was untruthful, dishonest, an evil influence on everyone who trusts or friends she could win. I hate her. I despise her. She stole thief. She was a thief. She was a singer from being thief. Why do you let her influence you?
Gertrude, what you tell me may be true, but it happened so long ago. It's best forgotten. Besides, she may have changed since then. Nobody should be entirely judged by their past.
One's past is all one is. It is the only way by which people should be judged.
That is a very hard saying, Gertrude.
Here's the true saying, Robert. And what did she mean by boasting that she had the God you to then your support, your name, to a thing that I haven't heard you describe most dishonest and fraudulent there has ever been political life?
I was mistaken in the view I took. Gertrude, we may all make mistakes.
But you told me yesterday that you had received a report from the commission, and that is entirely condemned the whole thing.
I have reasons to believe that the commission was prejudiced or somewhat misinformed. Besides, Gertrude, the public and private life, they are different things. They have different laws and they run on different lines.
I see no difference between them.
In the case of practical politics, I have changed my mind, that is all.
Oh?
Yes.
Oh, Robert, it is horrible that I should ask you such a question. Are you telling me the whole truth?
Why do you ask me such a question?
Why do you not answer it?
Gertrude, the truth is a very complex thing. And politics is a very complex business. There are reals within reals. And one may be under certain obligations to another that one must pay. Sooner or later in political life, one must compromise. Everyone does.
Compromise? Why are you talk so differently from the way I always heard you talk? Why are you changed?
I have not changed. It's just that circumstances, they alter things.
Circumstances should never alter the principles.
But what if I told you that
What?
it was necessary? Vitally necessary.
It can be necessary to do what is not honorable. Or if it be necessary, then what is my love? But it is not, Robert, it is not. Why should it be? What gift will you get? Money? We have no need of that. And money that comes from a tender source is a degradation. Power? But power is nothing in itself. It's the power to do good, that is by that, and that only. Tell me what it is. Why are you going to do this dishonorable thing?
Gertrude, you have no right to use that word. I told you it was a matter of rational compromise. It is no more than that.
Robert, I know that is very well for other men. For other men who treat life simply as a sordid speculation. But not for you, Robert. Not for you. You're different. All your life you have to stand apart from the others. You have never let the world so to the world as to myself. You haven't been that ideal always. Be that ideal still. The great inheritance do not away. The Tower of Ivory do not destroy. Robert, men can love what is beneath them. It's unworthy, distant, and dishonorable. We women worship when we love, and when we lose our worship, we lose everything.
Gertrude,
Don't
please.
kill my love for you. Don't kill
Gertrude,
that.
please. Gertrude, please.
Oh my God. I know there are men with horrible secret in their life, and who have done some shameful thing, and who in some critical moment have to pay for it by doing some other of shame. Don't tell me you're such as they are. Robert, is it there in your life any secret, dishonor, or disgrace? Tell me when once thought.
That what?
Our life may drift apart.
Drift apart?
But it might be entirely separate. That will be better for us.
Gertrude, there is nothing in my past life that you may not know of.
I wasn't sure for it, Robert. I wasn't sure for it. Then why do you say those are dreadful things? It's so unlike your real self. Don't let us talk about the subject again. You will write to Mrs. Chibley, and then tell her that you cannot support his skin or his skin over hers. If you have given me any promise, you must take it back. That's all.
Must I write and tell her that?
Surely, what else there's to do?
I might see to her personally, it may be better.
No, you never see her again. She's not the woman you ever speak to. She's not the worthy to talk to men like you. Right here, right now, write it once, and then your letter show her that your decision is quite irrevocable. Yes, I will do. Another envelope. Have this letter sender wants to Blair Ridge's hotel? There's no answer. Robert, love give one instinct to things. I feel tonight I have to save you from something that might have been danger to you, from something that might have made men honor less than they do. I don't think you realize it sufficiently. Robert, that you have brought into the political life of our time. A normal atmosphere, a finer attitude towards life, a freer air of pure ends and higher ideals. I knew it, and for that, I love you, Robert.
Love me always, Gertrude. Please, love me always.
I will love you always, because you will always be worthy of love, and we must love it highest when we see it.
Put out the lights, Mason. Put out the lights. Go. Go.